What's crackling, everybody? Welcome back once again to the definitive cereal tier list, where each episode we take a cereal, put it on the tier list, so you know how good it is. I'm your host, Tucker. In this episode, we're doing Plentiful Peanut Butter. We've done a handful of pure peanut butter cereals, some of the most notable ones, of course, being Captain Crunch's Peanut Butter Crunch, which was an E, because it's the hardest cereal I've ever had. The Peanut Butter Chex at a D, which was okay, just a weird combination of peanut butter on the corn, check. And then Nutter Butter at a C, which is actually pretty decent peanut butter one, despite seeming like sort of a weird idea. And you include chocolate peanut butter. There's a lot more as well, like Reese's Puffs at an S, Reese's Puffs Cluster Crunch at an A. There's peanut butter chocolate, like everything. But this is just peanut butter. So hopefully we'll get another strong one here and we can get something more like Nutter Butters and less like the Chex or, Captain Crunch. But let's just get into it. This is like a thick box. Not the box itself, but the overall thing. All right, very peanut butter scent. Shocking. Okay. That smells like peanut butter itself. Like, you know how there's like peanut butter flavor scent? This smells a little bit more just like peanut butter. Of course, this passes the does it feel like peanut butter cereal test. Definitely does. Because again, peanut butter cereals all have like a very distinct texture when you touch them. It's no different. So what do you got here? Is that peanut butter chunks? Coated flakes with nut and seed clusters. Oh, okay. It's kind of like, seems like a very big cluster. I don't see any others quite that big. Then you get just, kind of basic flakes. Nothing too complex with the piece here. So we're looking good. Like this looks like a pretty solid peanut butter cereal visually. All right. Okay. Not bad. Pretty decent peanut butter flavor there. Kind of changes a bit with the aftertaste, but it's not too like intense in flavor. It's just like a nice, comfortable amount of peanut butter. That's good. Yeah, that was pretty alright first bite. I kind of had no idea what to expect from Plentifull, so decent first impression here. I feel like you're getting a decent amount of taste from the flake itself as well. So I was taking a look there, double check what it was, and we got whole grain wheat, whole grain oats, rice flour, corn bran. Like there's a lot of stuff coming together in that flake. And I think it's giving it a decent base for that peanut butter flavor. So that's still working out pretty well. Still getting, good peanut butter flavor, and as you go, having more consistent bites, I think you're matching that initial taste of the peanut butter a bit more and a bit less of like the slight change that was happening with the aftertaste. I did prefer that initial taste a bit. So I'm into this. Like it's going well. I just had one flake that was pretty hard. Reminded me of Captain Crunch. It's only been one flake, not the entire cereal. So we're still ahead there too. All right, now let's give the milk a taste. See if it's peanut buttery, maybe seedy. Seems like a kind of decent mix. Again, like how I mentioned, the piece is not any like overpowering peanut butter. Here it's also like a more faded version of that, which makes sense. Yeah, was pretty good. You're just getting kind of the peanut butter sweetness, like slightly more exemplified, but then overall a bit weaker, if that makes sense. So, not bad. Turns out Plentifull is plenty good. I just took a look at the back here, and it says what the clusters are made up of. They've got oats, almonds, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds. So kind of different sort of cluster base. And I think you can tell for sure that this isn't the same as your normal like honey bunch of oats type cluster. I'm not someone who like snacks on seeds a lot, so I couldn't really pick up like, oh, this is pumpkin seed, this is sunflower seed. So I'm not, an authority on that sort of thing. But I thought it was overall like a pretty solid cluster taste, and it didn't detract or hurt at all the combination of the base flake with the peanut butter. I think altogether it was actually like a pretty solid flavor, and I could get behind it for sure. So what I'm going to do is give Plentiful Peanut Butter a B. I thought about giving this one a C, but I think comparing it against the C ranked Nutter Butters, which is one of the first peanut butter cereals we did, I think this is something I would choose almost every time over that. Maybe if I was just really craving something sweet, I'd choose Nutter Butter. But I think this is, of the pure peanut butter flavored cereals we've done, my top. So I think, it just barely earns that recognition for being a good take on it, not being too just like intense with the peanut butter, having like a nice level of that, having a bit of cluster in there. So even though you've got flakes that have a decent crunch and, Sagify at a normal level, you're still going to get some crunchiness in there from those seed, oat, almond clusters. So that all worked out pretty nice. And I guess also this is one of those ones that says like, it's a healthier one because you're like, oh, 6 grams of protein, 6 grams fiber, but then the sugar is more than both of those combined. So it's like another pseudo-ish healthy one. So I don't know if that's much of a factor at all. But yeah, I think this just worked really well as a pure peanut butter cereal and deserves a bit of recognition for that. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. In the comments below, post your general thoughts. Let me know if you've had Plentiful Peanut Butter and what you thought of it. If, like me, you thought this was a very strong, just like base peanut butter cereal that worked well, you can let me know. If you think it's a complete miss and not peanut buttery enough for you, you can let me know. If you're upset about my besmirching of Captain Crunch's peanut butter, of course you can let me know. It's just so hard, and this one, not super hard, so I think it's better. But until next time, stay delicious.